Welcome to the Windows Computer and Technology channel, and let's talk about Windows updates a little bit because over time there were changes. So, Windows updates, of course, being part of our Windows life, and it's part of every operating system. People that think it's only unique to Windows is they don't know what they're talking about. Every operating system, Linux has several updates a week. Mac has updates several times a month. Android phones, iOS, iPhones, iPads all have updates. Everything is updated. A lot of it has to do with security updates, and a lot of it has to do with bug fixes, sometimes adding features. And of course, we talk a lot about Windows updates because it's the majority of PC users. So it's much more prevalent, and the way that Microsoft did Windows updates is much more in your face. We see the updates. One of the things that came to mind, my phone updated while I was sleeping, and of course, which is what it does usually. And it just shows us one thing, is that how seamless updates are in Android. How you just wake up and your phone is updated and it works and it's fine. And, you try thinking that Windows should be like that. Not having to worry about anything, it just does it. Not having a bunch of people seeing Patch Tuesday arrive and kind of having this little, butterflies in the stomach because, will it, work fine this month, and will I boot up my system and it will be okay? The majority of cases it's fine, but, it can happen sometimes that some updates get stuck or there's something happening. And of course, Windows updates have been greatly improved over time. Since up to Windows 7, it was a pain with Windows Update. And Windows 7 is a horrible system for Windows updates. And that was somewhat fixed a little bit in Windows 8, but particularly in Windows 10, which made it even better with cumulative updates the way that they were. It made things easier. Windows 11 improved upon that with updates that are a lot more streamlined. They're smaller and they tend to be faster to install, which is also an improvement. But you know what? There's one thing that we think about. When Windows 10X was a project, when we were waiting last year for Windows 10X to arrive, that slimmed down Windows 10 with seamless updates, it's interesting because I was reading an article this morning about how there's going to be a new feature for enterprise Windows called Autopatch. Starting July, Microsoft wants to try a new way of updating Windows systems for enterprise. Now, this is not for us end users for now, but I can think of maybe at some point this could be. Windows 10X, before Windows 11 arrived and Windows 10X was ditched, it was over, was promised to be a system that updates in the background, just like Android. You don't even notice it and you've had an update. Then Windows 11 arrived, and one of the things that we thought is, well, they're going to improve Windows 11 updates, and maybe that's going to be a streamlined update like that. And it's not really that. It's better. It's still, Patch Tuesday updates, bug fixes, and in-your-face updates. It hasn't really changed that much, except that they've really made it a little more interesting in the way that it does it and how updates are smaller and seem to work better. Now, I look at the Autopatch system that they're trying to implement in enterprise so that the IT departments don't have to deploy updates necessarily and take time for that, because IT already has a lot to do in an enterprise. The last thing you want to use your IT for is deploying updates, and that's also why a lot of updates in enterprise are slow to arrive, because it takes time for testing before they can deploy it. And so Microsoft has kind of devised a new system where it actually puts systems in categories, and with AI and with the knowledge of these systems and the way that the systems are built, wants to kind of have an Android-like update process where systems in enterprise will be updated, and IT departments won't have to take care of it. It should be, nice. And I don't know how they're going to do it because, honestly, it's a very complex situation. Could that be someday the future of Windows updates for Windows? And that would be nice. And I think that's where maybe Microsoft should devote some time to go to the Windows updates and say, you know what, before we continue adding new features in Windows, how about we look at how Windows updates are done and change how we should all do this? It would be nice. And I think it is something that definitely needs to be talked about and looked at for Microsoft. So we'll see what the future, we'll see what the Autopatch of testing, Autopatch system for enterprise, if maybe someday that could come to users. But it's kind of interesting to see that, we should, and I think there should be a re-examination of the Windows Update system. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.